Hello everybody. I just did a video and just realized that it was private, so I'm here to do it again. Alright, I am going to do a video and it's going to be about affairs in real estate. Now, no matter what position you hold, you will encounter at one point or another where you will be dealing with people who are in the midst of an affair. What inspired me to do this video is a show that I've been watching called Pose that I've mentioned to you guys before that I absolutely love. Hi Sabir. So let me just give you a brief synopsis of the episode. If you want to see the full episode review, you can watch James Caldwell on YouTube, or if you want to see the whole show, go to FX, and it normally comes on Sundays. You can DVR it. But here's the piece that I wanted to share with you guys, those of you who have never seen the show before. Hello, David Cradle. Okay, so the wife, her name is Patty, just finds out that her husband, Stan, is having an affair with Angel. She finds out where Angel lives. She goes there to talk to her. Well, when she goes there, the property manager says to her, "Hey, the people that live there, they moved out. Can I help you with anything?" So Patty tells the property manager, "My husband's name is Stan and I want to know if he's on the lease." So the property manager says to her, "Well, this is illegal, but I know I would want my daughters to know." So he gives her the folder with their information, meaning the folder has like their application, probably the move-in, move-out form, and the forwarding address. Now let me just back up a little bit. Stan and Patty live in New Jersey. The apartment that Stan rented out for his mistress, Angel, who is a transgendered woman, by the way, is in Manhattan. So being that I live here, I know a little something. I've been around since 1987, but I haven't been in real estate that long, so I'm not really sure what the laws were then. But this is what I do know. When a tenant moves out and gives you the keys, you're supposed to shred the documents. That's number one. So I don't understand why he still has the folder with all of that information in it in the first place. Number two, that's definitely a violation of privacy. Number three, he could even, if somebody gets a good lawyer, like Angel's family gets a good lawyer, they might be able to sue him for more than just invasion of privacy, because what if Patty decides that she's going to kill him? She didn't in episode 6. That's what I was waiting for. But that didn't happen. But if it did happen, you know, lawyers are very creative these days. And we live in a sue-happy nation. So I don't know what possessed that man to do something like that. That was really dangerous what he did. And then the other thing, because some of you might be thinking this, is, well, since Patty is married to Stan, the two become one. So speaking to Patty is like speaking to Stan. Well, not in New York. In New York, this is a common law state. Whatever the husband buys is the husband's. Whatever the wife buys is the wife. So you don't have to tell the husband what the wife did and vice versa. Okay? The next thing is this. New Jersey is also a common law state, so it's pretty much the same thing. I dug a little deeper though, because as you know, I'm in the note business, so I wanted to know, well, what if they owned the property? Would there have been a difference? Sorry about that, I lost connection. In New York and in New Jersey, there is something called a dower. A dower, what that means is if a spouse dies, or if the divorce is based on adultery, then the other spouse, neither spouse can sell that house without the other spouse's signature on it. However, here's the thing. In New York, that only applies to marriages that took place in 1930 and before. Well, they definitely did not get married in 1930. In New Jersey, the dower is for anybody who got married in 1980 and before. Now that part we're not sure of because the show did not say specifically when they got married. The show, as far as we know, took place in 1987. So, irregardless, the property manager was wrong to do that. Now, taking it a step further, if they owned the property, you have 9 states in the United States that have something called community law property. And that says that if you buy property, that says that whatever property the husband buys or whatever property the wife buys, the other spouse is half owner, even if their name is not on the title or on the loan or whatever on that property. Now, in some states, community is once you get married, but in some states you don't even have to get married. Like, okay, for example, let's say you buy a house before you get married, and you and your wife or you and your husband live in that house. They are still entitled to half of that property in some states. That's why you have to go to a lawyer and you have to double check this information, because laws change, laws differ not only from state to state, but from county to county. So you have to be careful with that. And here's the thing. Let's say somebody, a husband, buys a property with his mistress, or a wife buys a property with her mister. I don't know if I'm saying it right. When a wife is cheating on her husband, what that's called. But anyway, you can buy property with somebody else, with anybody else, but know that when you are in a community property state, your spouse gets half whether their name is on it or not. That's very important, especially to those of us who are note holders and you want to redo their loan, you want to do a loan modification or a refinance. You can't do it without getting the other spouse's signature, or else you will get in trouble. That was something very important that I learned. I didn't learn that before when I first started out. Thank goodness I didn't run across it, but thank goodness my mind is curious and it started spinning after it saw that particular episode. Because, baby, I would have lost a lot of money right there. But it's also, to be honest, that's something that the lawyer should double check as well when he's going over the paperwork. And I know a lot of people don't want to work with a lawyer because they're trying to save money, but sometimes in the long run, spending money to protect yourself will save you money in the long run. Another thing I found out too, some states have something called homestead tax exemption. And in those states, it's the same thing. You might want to check with your accountant to see if you have that. You can't do a loan or a refi. You can't do a loan modification or a refi without the other spouse's signature. But that only applies to the marital property. That doesn't apply, hello Celeste, that doesn't apply to, let's say, investment property when you're living in a homestead state. So keep that in mind. Next, I wanted to talk about this that I saw in one of the forums. Somebody asked and there was some squabble about it. They were wondering if it's considered discrimination if you refuse as a landlord to rent to a couple where one is a husband and the other one is the husband's girlfriend and not his wife. Well, the truth is it's not considered discrimination if you don't want to rent to them. And also vice versa, let me be fair. Also vice versa as well. When it says you can't discriminate against sex, they're not talking about extramarital affairs. They're talking about gay, lesbian, LGBTQ community. You can't discriminate against them. You can discriminate against roommates. And that is what an extramarital affair couple is considered. They're considered roommates. It's not considered one of the 12 different discrimination categories that is out there. Now, I'll tell you this, it can work. I understand some of the concerns that landlords have, but it can work if the people are mature, because really, all you really need is to get the rent, and that's it. And, mind your business and keep it moving. However, this is when people are in extramarital affairs, it is a passionate situation. And I do understand landlords who are scared, because I know one in particular where there was a shootout inside of the house. She lived in one of the units. It was a 4-family. And basically it was between a married couple. They found the other one in bed with someone else, and they just went off. So I understand why some landlords say, especially when it comes to roommates involved in some sexual proclivities, you can say that, and it's not considered discrimination. We live in a litigious society, so they might take you to court, but I doubt very much if they will win, to be quite honest with you. Now, I'm going to flip it again. Let's talk about the mistresses and the misters. As I said before, in certain states... Okay, great. Sorry about that. I lost connection again. Even if, as I stated before, even if a wife's name is not on the property, she still is partial owner on a property if it's in a community property law state, or the marriage took place in a community law state. The mistress, even though her name is on it, she does get some, but she has to realize that the wife, and also vice versa, because I know there's so many different types of relationships going on today. You have to realize that the wife does get half in those particular states. However, let's say there was a case, actually, this took place in Canada, but I understand that there are laws here in the United States that do protect mistresses or misters. It goes by how long you've been together. If you've only been together for 1 year, the mistress or the mister or whatever it is, you're not really entitled to anything unless, let's say, you guys have a baby together. But you're not entitled to any property. If you've been, like in the case in Ontario, where the mistress was with the man for 25 years. She was not on the will. However, she gave up her life to help his career, and they did spend weekends together and some holidays together, and that relationship was long. The court awarded her $300,000 for that. And I believe the cutoff point up there, the particular area where she is, was 13 years. Like I said, it's going to vary not only from state to state, it's going to vary from city to city sometimes, and sometimes even break it down more, it's going to vary from county to county. That's why I believe that everybody should get themselves a prenuptial agreement. Get yourself a good lawyer, a good attorney that understands real estate and family law to protect yourself. And that's all I have for you for right now. I will be providing a link where you can go to your state and see what the general law is as far as whether your community, common law, whether you have homestead, or whether you have dower or curtsy. You can determine which one you belong to. And of course, you know, cases are going to differ depending on the judge, the lawyer, and how they represent you. All right, bye for now. Have a wonderful day. And remember, check out Polls when you can. It comes on FX on Sunday. I know they do repeats. Put it on a DVR, and you will learn so much. So many things that you just never thought of, and you never, you know, it's a fun show. Sometimes it gets a little bit gritty, but it's really good. It's really good. So check it out, and hopefully Patty, the wife, will not kill Angel, the transgendered mistress that she found out her husband is messing with, and things will work out. I know that I don't think I would be as calm as her, so I give my hats off to her. All right, take care. Bye.